Day at George Bush Intercontinental Airport, and 100,000 adventures are about to take off.
Houston is in the middle of the most expensive airport overhaul in its history, and it isn't even close.
Houston is moving forward on a major redevelopment project at Bush Intercontinental.
Get ready for more construction at Bush Airport today. United announcing a major project.
And just when you thought construction was done at Bush Airport, here we go again.
When an airport approaches 50 million passengers and its infrastructure can't keep up, problems aren't a matter of if, but when. That's especially true at this airport, which anchors one of the nation's largest airline hubs and serves a region growing incredibly fast. So how did an airport designed in the 1960s for a completely different era of flying end up carrying this much weight? And why is Houston now spending over $4 billion to fix it? To find out, I flew to Houston to see it firsthand. The airport opened in 1969 with a pretty simple idea. Two compact terminals, A and B, each built around those circular concourses that were very popular at the time. It was modular, forward-looking, and built for an era when travel looked more like this. But that small, tidy layout didn't stay small for long. Over the next 5 decades, the airport stretched outward into a broad 5-terminal arc, forming the semicircle that most people are probably more familiar with. And in 1997, it took on a new name, George Bush Intercontinental Airport. By the mid-2000s, IAH was an entire campus. 2 people mover systems tied it together, an underground train from the early days, and the elevated skyway that links every terminal after security. That setup gave Houston the flexibility to expand in phases, but it also made the airport more complex to navigate, especially for passengers with tight connections. And then there's the airline story. Continental built its identity here, and United inherited the whole operation after the merger. Today, United runs its hub across 3 terminals, B for United Express, C for domestic mainline flights, and E plus part of D for international departures and arrivals. Terminal A handles most other domestic carriers, while D remains home to non-US international. But the terminals are only half the picture. With 5 runways arranged in 2 directional families, the airport can separate arrivals and departures across different runway groups, even in bad weather. For years, the airport hovered around 40 million passengers. Then the pandemic hit, and the rebound pushed numbers from about 41 million in 2022 to nearly 48.5 in 2024. The airport was suddenly operating at its highest volume ever. But honestly, even in the 2010s, the cracks started to show. Terminal B's once futuristic circles felt cramped. Terminal D, built for an earlier era of international travel, struggled with modern wide-body aircraft and passenger loads. And everyone seemed to recognize that more demand was coming. But rather than take my word for it, let's hear it directly from Houston's mayor in 2011.
But to be prepared for what we believe is a growing, expanding aviation future in Houston for tomorrow.
With Houston booming and United doubling down on the city, something had to be done, and fast. The airport's modernization is a sweeping multi-billion-dollar effort centered on 3 pillars. A full rebuild of Terminal B, a major expansion and overhaul of the international complex, and a series of supporting upgrades to infrastructure. Terminal B is undergoing a complete reimagining led by United. A brand new 3-level 765,000 square foot North Concourse will replace the circular piers. It'll house 22 gates for United's mainline fleet using spacious linear concourses designed for intuitive circulation. The existing South Concourse is being reconfigured from roughly 30 small regional positions into 18 larger gates with boarding bridges. Hold rooms, seating, and gate technology will all follow United's latest design standards. Terminal B's central processor, ticketing, security, and baggage claim, is doubling in size, with more than 440,000 square feet of new and renovated space. The enlarged hall will feature a modern ticketing lobby, a significantly expanded TSA checkpoint, and improved facilities for baggage claim. Once complete, Terminal B will be able to process up to 36 million passengers annually. The redesign emphasizes light, space, and comfort, including a 67,000 square foot glass facade, 2 major concession hubs, and a massive new United Club. Behind the scenes, the terminal gains a new baggage handling system with advanced tracking, upgraded IT and building systems, and improved roadway access with expanded curbs and better traffic flow. Major construction ramped up in 2024. Terminal B's lobby closed in early 2025, so work on the processor could accelerate. The North Concourse is slated to open in fall 2026, followed by South Concourse concourse renovations a couple years behind. Running in parallel, Houston has been executing the comprehensive overhaul of the international facilities centered on Terminals D and E. Launched in late 2019, the program represents the largest capital investment the city of Houston has ever made at the airport, but more on the cost in a minute. Unlike the airline-led Terminal B project, this is managed by the Houston Airport System and is designed to serve all international carriers. The most visible expansion is the Terminal D West Pier, a 160,000 square foot addition that opened in October 2024. The pier adds 6 wide-body gates targeting long-haul aircraft such as the 777, 787, and A350. Each gate is designed for flexibility, allowing conversion into multiple narrow-body positions when needed. The pier also includes modern hold rooms, new airline lounges, and expanded retail and dining, bringing Terminal D closer to international standards in both capacity and passenger experience. At the core of this program is the International Central Processor, a new landside facility that physically and operationally links the two terminals. Opening in phases beginning in early 2025, the ICP consolidates international ticketing and security into a single high-throughput processing center. The building, with its 17-lane TSA security checkpoint, will be one of the largest dedicated international screening facilities in the US. Outside the terminals, the project rebuilt the international roadway system, replacing the old curbside with a 2-level configuration, a 9-lane arrivals curb below and a 10-lane departures curb above. Despite launching just before the pandemic, the project progressed steadily, aided by reduced passenger volumes during 2020 and 2021. By early 2026, final systems testing, mostly for baggage handling, is expected to conclude, fully delivering the new gateway. Several smaller but strategically important projects are supporting the airport's broader modernization. One is United's Terminal C support space build-out, scheduled for early 2026. This project converts roughly 17,000 square feet of previously unused space into offices, workshops, and employee facilities for maintenance and operations. Another critical upgrade is the modernization of the automated people mover. The Skyway is essential to the airport's multi-terminal hub layout, linking all 5 terminals post-security. In late 2024, Houston Airport secured an FAA grant to rebuild aging guideway and mechanical systems. The project also upgrades the train control system, allowing shorter headways and additional train cars, increasing capacity by an estimated 18%. Lastly, there are parking garage expansions, utility upgrades, and renovations to restrooms. But with all the work finally covered, let's talk about this massive cost. If you take the original construction costs for Terminals A and B, add the construction costs for Terminals C, D, and E, and include the Terminal A modernization, then convert each of those amounts to inflation-adjusted 2026 dollars based on the year the work was completed, the total comes out to roughly $2.2 billion. That's a lot of money. But this modernization work alone, when you factor in everything we discussed today, is projected to cost over $4 billion by itself. The single largest component is Terminal B, budgeted at nearly $2.6 billion. The project is structured as a public-private partnership between United and the city. United is contributing roughly $2 billion, which is a ton of money for an airline to spend on one airport, and just shows how central Houston is to its network strategy. The remaining $600 million is being funded by the Houston Airport System through airport revenues, airline rents, landing fees, passenger facility charges, and concession income, rather than general city tax dollars. United's share could be financed through a mix of cash, corporate debt, and special facility bonds, with the airline carrying the associated risk. The international terminal work carries a price tag of roughly $1.46 billion, and as I said earlier, makes it the largest capital investment the city of Houston has ever made at IAH. The program is funded entirely through the Houston Airport System and paid for with the same combination of sources I mentioned a minute ago. And the easy question to ask would be, is this all worth it? Obviously, the airport believes it is. Its 2024 impact study estimates that this airport, along with the 3 smaller airports in the region, generate $40.6 billion in annual economic impact and support more than 200,000 jobs. Cargo is a quieter part of the story, but it still matters. The airport has been highlighting record cargo volumes and tens of billions in trade value system-wide, and while this modernization isn't a dedicated cargo build, expanding international wide-body capacity and improving processing reliability also strengthens the region's pipeline of belly cargo. In a region that grew 7.4% between 2019 and 2024, the airport's modernization is about far more than terminals and gates. At its core, this rebuild is about protecting Houston's connectivity and making sure the airport system doesn't become a constraint on the region's growth. I'm Josh, this is Buildcore, thanks for watching.